yeah, means audio somewhere besides the talking channel, no doubt. And LO822, I get you in there one more time down there around Phoenix there, Brick.
Good morning out there, state line operator. If I can sneak up in there one time. Radio station, Motormouth Mall, cruising this thing. I got down, Breaker.
No, roger that. LO822, Sasquatch. Look at that. Hey, Motormouth, I do got you in there this morning. I don't know if you've got much Mother Nature on me. I'm just sort of working right here. Hello, Motormouth. I'm trying to get it back, Breaker.
Poor Dan, I don't think I got a whole lot of Mother Nature, but not like we did yesterday. We had a whole lot more of that Mother Nature yesterday. But I'll take whatever I can get whenever I can get it. Let me turn this audio down. I don't need quite all that audio up in there. Hey, state line operator, I was on the dummy load earlier. And when I'm on the dummy load, I gotta, everything turned off, I gotta turn the audio up a little bit more to get to that 100% negative, 95, 98% negative. And now that I got everything on, I can turn the audio down to break.
DJ 1, DJ 2. It's working good right there this morning. You said you were in there doing a little bit of testing on your dummy load. How big of a, hey, have you got I've got a 2500 watt, I think. I always thought about building a bigger one. I'd like to build a, say a 10 kW one, but I know commercial broadcast has them, but I was going to try to build one.
Yeah, you can. You can also keep your eyes and ears open for an Omega load, an Omega water cooled, and 25 kilowatt Omega water cooled is what I've got over here for the big box. And then I got a little bird, 1500 watt bird for the small stuff. But yeah, those Omega loads are pretty cool, but just make sure you never, ever forget to run the water to break it. Even 5 watts. You take a 25 kilowatt load and you don't run water through it, you'll burn it up with 5 watts to break.
Well, I didn't have any idea of that. Yeah. I've seen a bunch of the big commercial 10 kW, 20 kWs, but they're always for the wrong frequency. A lot of them VHF and all that. I didn't know if they can be converted or not. I didn't know, so I didn't mess with it there. Mother Nature on the
50 ohms is 50 ohms resistive, regardless of the frequency. Yeah, they've got the big, huge air-cooled stacks. I've got one of those too up here with the 3 1/8 inch line section. You can find those occasionally. But yeah, you can build your own. You just got to make sure. You could even do a saltwater load. A big 55-gallon drum with circulating water just to make sure it don't heat up on you. And then put a way to hold your probes inside, and you separate them the right distance apart from one another. And you make a dummy load that way. And 50 ohms is 50 ohms. The saltwater dummy loads work pretty good. You just gotta make sure you don't, overheat them. So if you circulate the water, you're okay. But, yeah, what a trip. Yeah, we're just trying something a little bit on this end. I relaxed the input of the CRL box. So, with the CRL box relaxed, I probably got to move this knob a little bit more this way right here to keep it from doing some weird stuff. But we're going to roll with this for a while and see what it does. State line operator, Motormouth Mall worker, the small ball peen hammer. And I got the clip lead on my SDR play, and I'm hitting my SDR play with 60 over 9. I've only been doing that for a couple days, and normally I take this off, and it drops down, to a reasonable level, and so that's with the wire off. But then the audio on YouTube, I think, sounds a little bit better with the clip lead on. So I'm gonna leave the clip lead on, and if I let it hang, then it's like that right there. It's still not bad, just hanging down in the I don't know. Yeah, if I ground it out. There, now it's grounded out. Anyway, state line operator, motor mouth mall working a small ball peen hammer. Got down right there, breaker.
Yeah, good morning to you. Down here in El Paso. Who knows what does what, but I was just letting you know, man, I don't have any kind of gate. We don't have the best of conditions, but I've got man, it's dead quiet back there. You got it working right, no doubt about it. Oh, state line, looking west, break.
Dead quiet. That's what we want right there. Dead quiet and good quality audio on the YouTube stream. Hopefully, I don't know, as good as I can make it. It's a little bit scratchy, but that's just the nature of the beast. And I've got the derail radio in line from my monitor radio on my receive side. I really like the way it's working for me so far. And then I've got the Drake RAB radio for my monitor, my regular everyday monitor, just because it's a little bit mellower sounding to my ears. Anyway, state line operator, motor mouth mall working a small ball peen hammer right here, right now, your West Coast under modulated beast. And I'm still looking at one more thing here. Hold on. I changed something yesterday, and apparently I didn't save it. Oh, why didn't I save it? I thought I did. Yeah, the change I made yesterday didn't take place. So I think I'm going to try something here real fast while I'm keeping down. I'm going to take some of these highs out of here right there. Take a few of the highs out. It was just a little bit sibilancy. So I take a little bit of the highs out, see what that does for you. Motor mouth mall cruising. I got down right there breaking.
Too much drive, motor mouth. Too much drive in the radio. Too much drive in the radio. Triple down. 309, backing out.
309, too much drive. 309, I heard you say that. Big old wave your way. 309, motor mouth mall with a great big wave. Your West Coast beast. Got down while I'm looking east. Breaker.
Hey, how you doing out there, Mr. Motormouth Mall? Hello, Mr. Motormouth Mall, the West Coast Beast, BO 3911, bottom side of Illinois, the wave.
3911, bottom side of Illinois. You come rolling up in there with a great big old hammer. Looking real good right there, 3911. I got you all up in here, Motormouth Mall, waving, breaking.
Yes, sir, and out there, Mr. Motormouth Mall, man, you said you didn't have no conditions this morning, man. Hey, since you said you didn't have no conditions this morning, man, I got 50 dB on you, man. I got 50 dB on the West Coast Beast on the bottom side of Illinois, Mr. Motormouth. Roger.
Well, 50 dB is a whole lot of dB. I'm hitting myself with 60 dB. So I guess I'm doing something right. I tell you what, 3911, Motormouth Mall looking around the bottom side of Illinois. I got down right there, breaker.
Hey, 42, Mr. Motormouth Mall, center choice out there, man. You take care of yourself, hold on you. Motormouth, tell you better watch out.
Hollywood, you said, tell him he better watch out. Hello, Hollywood, I hear you up in there. Holy cow. And good morning out there, Thomas, a Yellowbird, a 951 checkpoint. Good morning, Tom. And, yeah, I'll tell you what, it's good to hear you up in there, too, Hollywood. When I first turned the gate on, heard you. And then I guess you took a stood by for a moment. And now you're back up in here blowing smoke. Ain't no doubt about that. Motormouth Mall cruising. They got down.
Right back again. Right there, 309, backing out. 347, Manchester, Tennessee with the wave.
Happy birthday out there, 309. I heard you too. While you rocking and rolling. Motormouth Mall cruising.
My Motormouth
straight back like I rolled it in. A motor.
And at any tone, that panic attack, any tone is walking and talking. Ain't no doubt about that. Appreciate you mumbling it down out there. Hey, Hollywood, well, you got that thing. You got my radio on lockdown over there with that. I guarantee tell you. A panic attack. I mean, I keep doing that. Every time you get up on that panic attack radio, I call you panic attack. One of these days he's going to hear that and go, what? Anyway, hey, Hollywood, Motormouth Mall waving break.
Motormouth Mall, 181. No pain, no strain. I get back out of the way, and hello, old time I'm waving a hand to you. A Motormouth only cruising wherever I can fit in. You know who, you Hollywood, working this panic attack. It ain't hi-fi. It's just a plain old radio. Oh, Hollywood,
Ken, not a hi-fi, just a plain old panic attack radio, but it's walking and talking. Ain't no doubt about that. It's getting the job done. Oh, to you one more time. Hope you have a good day out there and enjoyed the weekend to its fullest. Hey, Hollywood, Motormouth Mall. Got down.
Backing out.
309. Used to tell Hollywood howdy. And I rolled that 5 and kept it all the way alive. Hey, 309, I rolled that 5 for you. Motormouth Mall cruising.
Got her all. Triple M. Good job, you do. 309, backing out.
And the 309, I rolled it, and I appreciate you bumping it down and getting up in my radio like that. Motormouth Mall stepping, working on this cup of coffee I got down, break.
Same thing, Triple M. I'm working on that black coffee. Backing out. Bump.
410. Nothing beats a good cup of straight black strong coffee and well, almost nothing. Oh, let me get my knees up in the breeze.
How about a Motormouth Mall? 181 Central Illinois. We're trying.
181 Central Illinois. I got you all up in there, too. 181, big ol' wave your way. And I got the Watergate rolling over there. You can check yourself out over there on YouTube. And Motormouth Mall stepping one fat watt at a time. We're keying for. Hey, Mark. We're keying for the break.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I think we're getting y'all confused. Still 309, I said hello, you Hollywood, I'm gone.
410, I'll tell 309 you said hello right back. Hey, Hollywood, I tell him you said hello right back right there, right now, Breakman.
Got the Buffalo, John, and more John. We got the old Buffalo, 309, backing out.
And the 309, take care, 73, breaker.
121. I have my ears to YouTube now. Using the Motormouth Mall gate. 121. They get the
got up in there 121. Hey, 121, I heard you. You said you wanted to get up on Motormouth Mall's gate, and you got up in there in fine style. Ain't no doubt about that. You're up in there. 121. Motormouth Mall working a small ball. Peen hammer got down. And, hey, Snake Doctor, good morning. Big old cup of Joe wave right back at you to break on YouTube.
DXland 512 Central Texas with a wave. Breaker.
That beautiful audio coming out of Texas right there, 512. Man, that audio is rocking and rolling coming out this neck of the woods, I guarantee tell you. 512, if you got any kind of a grip. Your West Coast under modulated beast. Waving, I got down right there, breaker. I don't know if I'll make the trip out there around Texas. I'm going to try. 512, I'm going to try to roll up in there around Texas and see if I can't just sneak up in there from time to time. Motormouth Mall working a small ball peen hammer. Got down, break him.
No contact on that Motormouth Mall. 308, we're back quiet.
Old Stingray looking,
weird fading over there. I see Mother Nature's got a little bit of fade going on. I think a little bit of distortion, but that's just the way it works from time to time. Radio station, Motormouth Mall, working the small ball peen hammer, stepping. I got down right there, breaker.
That's because they ain't got all the ducks in line. You got one or two kind of waddle off duck bucket
I'm not sure if it's Mother Nature or if it might be my input on this thing being a little too hot. I know I raised it up yesterday and I forgot where I put it. I'm at 8 right now and I was at 12. I'm going to back it down to 12 right there and see how that sounds. Motormouth Mall cruising. We'll run 12 for a key or two and see what that does. Motormouth Mall stepping. I got down right there, breaker.
One more time, Mr. Motormouth Mall.
Man, we're looking for some action. Come on.
Man, had a bad setting. 512 Central, Texas a little way. Breaker.
Roger, man.
And 512 Central Texas, that audio is bodacious. I mean, absolutely bodacious. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down right there, breaker. Oh, wow, look at that. That made a difference when I did that.
It was sounding a little weird in my headphones. I'm like, that's not right. I looked and,
Right in the weight room in the front.
John, you're smoking, ain't he?
Hey, Stingray down there. Hey, we're looking for some,
No contact on Motormouth Mall, Einstein.
I heard the no contact on Motormouth Mall out there. I did hear that. Motormouth Mall, working the small thing. Let me turn this back down just a little bit right there. See what that does. Motormouth Mall, working the small ball peen hammer. One fat watt at a time. I got down right there. Break.
Nobody knows what he's doing. Motormouth Mall, Einstein, Tennessee. Stop out 7.
Einstein, Tennessee. I hear you up in there. I do. Hey, 557 Einstein, Tennessee. Motormouth Mall looking. Hey, I hope you have a good weekend out there. Enjoy it to its fullest. Motormouth Mall working the small mall. Stepping. They got down right there. Breaker.
10-4 Motormouth Mall, y'all. Mother Nature's doing weird stuff out my way. If you can hear me, have a great Saturday and a great weekend. Einstein, Tennessee, back out.
Well, I sure appreciate that bump down. Let me turn my tube emulation down a little bit, too. We don't need all that tube emulation all up in there. I'm going to turn that down just a skosh a bit and see what that does. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down break.
Sounds great both ways.
I didn't hear Grease Monkey out there, did I?
Hey, Motormouth Mall. Hey, Motormouth.
Are you 7 off?
Yeah, this is my 7. I'm off until Thursday.
Check, more check. 309, both. No calling on the checkpoint. 309, backing up.
Hey, what about out there at CB Land? Hey, old Stingray. Hey, we on the mail.
Check, and more checkpoints. 309, both.
CCA gone. That's a slow driver, Roger. I'll put it on the dash.
Don't think the old conditions is just right for the checkpoint. 309, backing out. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm guessing his conditions ought to be pretty good there. Hey, 309, I'm guessing his conditions ought to be pretty doggone good. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down right there breaking.
Uh-oh.
check. Trail line.
You're tuned up, looking right.
Looking 10-8 great on my meter. Rusty Nail in Missouri waving. Number 695 in Mexico, Crazy 8 in Tennessee is on. There's 718.
And I think I'm overloading, I might be overloading the receiver over there in Georgia. Because it sounds, as quiet as I make it, it still sounds kind of weird over there. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, Motor Mouth Mall got down right there, breaker.
Good sound, Motor Mouth. Good sound. Lock her down. 309, backing up.
Into 309, good sound, lock it down, you say 309, Motor Mouth Mall waving right there, breaker.
All Triple M, got her all. I don't know what this flat side's gonna do for me. Rusty Nail in Missouri waving.
Yeah, Rusty Nail, I think I can give you an idea what that flat side is doing for you while you got that hammer down. Hey, Rusty Nail over there around Missouri, if you got a sloppy copy, I'll roll up in here one time and you can see just what you're doing over here on my stack of bricks.
This flat side's gonna do for me. Rusty Nail in Missouri waving.
There you go, Rusty Nail. While you're working the flat side, Motor Mouth Mall working a 7-element flat side, got down right there breaking.
Roger D, Motor Mouth Mall. I'm just sitting over here working the flat side on a 6-element Joe Gun Cross.
I like it. It's working good. That 6-element Joe Gun Cross is getting the job done in fine fashion. Ain't no doubt about that. Oh, to you one more time. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this audio down here a little bit more like that right there. It's a little bit more tame. So I'll take the audio level down just a skosh to see what that does. I got down break.
It's getting all the way down. That's what that does. Ain't got nothing but you in my radio. Ain't nothing but you all up in here, big strapping. Walking through the tall grass, Rusty Nail in Missouri waving. Audio. How about it out there, MD? Come on in here, checkpoint. Sounding all kinds of good. Hey, checkpoint, Rusty Nail.
I know Checkpoint hears me down there in the backscatter. Tell him I said hello out there. Well, you could probably hear it, but yeah, tell him I said hello. Motor Mouth Mall got down right there, break up.
Checkpoint, got this old time pulling against the wall on the right side. JOB, he's a dime. 309, backing up. Oh, Motor Mouth Mall, want me to wave a nickel down your way. Rusty Nail in Missouri, back out.
And I appreciate that. Rusty Nail, Motor Mouth Mall looking.
Checkpoint said howdy, Triple M. Check. Howdy, Buffalo Road, bump.
Fort into 309, you said howdy right back, and you rolled that 5 and kept it all the way live and turned it all the way into a dime, too. Ain't no doubt about that. Hello to you one more time. 89309, Motor Mouth Mall working. The small ball pin hammer got down.
Roger, Triple M. Sounding real choice. Hey, check. Old Mr. Motor Mouth Mall said howdy. Keeping that alive. Whatever I'm trying to do. Backing out.
Hey, you're doing it. Hey, 309, you're doing it.
I get confused, Triple M.
I got y'all up in there too, looking good, sounding good over here. Hey, 427, big old wave your way to break.
Guess that'll have no conditional.
Big John. Motor Mouth Mall, sometimes called. That's loud. Let me do that one more time, but not so loud. There we go. That sounds better.
Nobody knows where John called home.
410-309.
I love it. Bump.
Bump 309.
Reading that mail.
Doing a good job coming out of Indiana while you're reading the mail real loud over here. Sounded superb. Motor mouth mall waving. I got down right there, breaker.
Hey, check, motor mouth mall. North Southern Choice in Indiana. 808, Tennessee. I'm getting on down. Outsider here in Indiana. Have a fine day. Outsider, back quiet.
And to have a fine day as well. Enjoy it to its fullest and enjoy the weekend as it's going to be here for a couple of days. And should be a pretty nice one. I don't know, but over here it's going to be pretty nice anyway, sunny and all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, 808 over there in Tennessee. I heard you roll up in there too. Oh yeah, I switched sessions. I got to bring the highs back down again. I keep forgetting every time I open up this session. I think. Let me look. Oh, no, they are down. Okay, the highs are down. All right, I was worried about that. Motor Mouth Mall cruising. I got down right there, breaker.
Appreciate it, ma'am. 808 in Tennessee. I got my cotton picking hazer down on the ground because of the wind we've had. I was in here checking the standing wave, man. I got a perfect standing wave with antenna down on the ground. Appreciate it. Let me get out of here. Motor Mouth Mall 808 with his 7-element on a flat side sitting on the ground in Tennessee. I'm getting on down.
Let me tell you, for a 7-element sitting down on the ground out there in Tennessee, you got that thing working and walking and talking. Let me put some more mid-range up in here for the audio for you. Put a little bit more mid-range up in there. And, yeah, you got that 7-element on the ground doing this thing over here coming out of Tennessee right there. Can't wait till you get that thing up in the air, break.
I've had it up there. I got it on a hazer, of course. I got it on a hazer. We had a lot of wind. I let that kind of took her down yesterday. And I ain't put it back up. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave it down where it's at. Come on.
Well, if it's working down on the ground, and that might be that might be a good place for it. You know, if you don't need to go up if it don't need to go up there, break.
Yeah, 410. Maybe when all this wind quits blowing, I'll put it back up in the air. But I just, out of curiosity, I'm going to check the standing wave on this thing while it's down on the ground.
Oh, the only way you can check the standing wave on the ground that's anywhere close would be to lay it down so that the reflector is on the ground and the antenna is looking straight up. With it down on the ground, there's no point in looking at the SWR because it's going to change when you put the antenna up in the air. The break.
That's exactly right, Motor Mouth. Hey, I have had some luck putting them about 15 foot off the ground and doing them like that, but not. It still ain't close.
Yeah, exactly. You still got to tune it. Either which way you slice it, you still got to tune it when it gets up at height. You know, and everything is where it's going to be. That's where you tune it. A lot of people want a shortcut. You know, they want an easy way out, a quick way out, and there isn't a quick way out. You just got to do it right.
Hey, yes, it's called time, and it takes time if you want to get it right.
And it takes patience. You know, they say patience is a virtue, and you know, it pans out in the end when you do it right. You take your time and you be patient, make the adjustments slowly, and get it right. You know, you end up with it right, and you know, it's nice, especially when you're running some solid state stuff, especially if you got big solid state stuff. It wants that SWR pretty good. You can fudge it a little bit with tubes, but you know, you still don't want it all messed up. But yeah, it takes time.
Hey, how about that Motor Mouth Mall? Tennessee country boy, it's time for a man, baby.
Yeah, country boy, I hear you up in there, I do. Hey, country boy, radio station, Motor Mouth Mall, working the small ball peen hammer, got down right there, breaker.
Squeeze it in one more time, man, then I quit. Hey, Motor Mouth Mall, 347 Cowboy, Manchester, Tennessee.
347, I got y'all up in there from Manchester. You got that mall down. Big good audio. You working the thing, too. Hey, 347, Manchester, Tennessee. Motor Mouth Mall, looking breaking.
All right. right, yeah, appreciate it, man. I've been trying to squeeze my head in there, or poke my head in and say hello, but all those heavy hitters are home today, I guess, because it's Saturday. But anyway, hey, have a good one, man. You sound good here in Manchester, like always, but almost 30 at the red mark. So enjoy the DX. We'll be back on the side listening.
Yeah, almost 30. That's a lot. I'll take that. I appreciate that. Hey, you smoking up in here, looking good, sounding good. Got the YouTube gate rolling. Been rolling now for about 30 minutes, so I'll probably stick out here for a little longer yet while I finish this cup of coffee. And definitely good to hear you up into 347 Manchester Motormouth Mall, stepping one fat watt at a time.
Yeah, what about that Motormouth Mall, old Jack down the south side of it? A friend of mine come over, we're sitting here jaw jacking at the bus. Been sitting here watching the meter light up in the red, way over in the red. I tried to squeeze in there a few times earlier, but like I said, there's some heavy hitters in there cutting my lips off. But glad I got through. Players on this end, they will be back on the side. 347 Manchester, I'm clear.
Yeah, well, you sounded good, and definitely, Mother Nature, sometimes she has one way of thinking, and somebody else might have conditions, and then the conditions move, and everybody gets a turn. Hey, 347, check this out one time.
Been sitting here watching the meter light up in the red, way over in the red. I tried to squeeze in there a few times earlier, but like I said, there's some heavy hitters in there cutting my lips off. But glad I got through. Players on this end, they will be back on the side.
There you go. Hey, 347, that was you. A whole lot of audio. Motor, mouth, mall, working the small. Ball, peen, hammer. Got down, breaker, breaker.
Thank you for stopping. I'm represented way north of the M20 northwest corner. Looking for a couple folks I know up on sideband, but conditions dropped out, and that's still where I'm pointing, so just glad I'm making it in there. Thank you, Mr. Motormouth Mall, the West Coast East, having to get to Manchester. Click, click, I'm gone.
10-4-10, take care, and always welcome in my radio. You gotta, when you get inkling to get up in here and you got some Mother Nature floating around, by all means, spike that mic and say hello around the west side. Oh, 347, Manchester, Motormouth Mall, working the small mall, stepping. I got down. Let me turn something up here a little bit more. I think I want to turn this right here up just a little tad bit more. Just to see what that does. I don't want to go over the top on it, but I want it a little bit more. So there it is. Motormouth Mall, step and break up, break up.
Hey, Mall, Chicago's looking for...
I heard somebody say Motormouth Mall, Chicago. I think I heard Chicago. Did I hear Chicago there, Brain?
Chicago. 200. Hey, Motormouth Mall, can you say 357?
Hey, 357. You said Motormouth Mall, can you say 357? I said 357. I hear you in the ring.
396 and 4, Motormouth Mall. Out here in Illinois. Hey, Motormouth Mall. Hey, Motormouth Mall, that's that doggone mud duck 357 down there in Illinois, man. Hey, Motormouth Mall, that's that doggone mud duck 357 down there on the bottom side of Illinois. BO 3911 with the wave, and I'm stepping.
Hey, 3911, you doing some hammering out there, ain't no doubt about that. Hey, 3911, check this out one time.
Motormouth Mall, that's that doggone mud duck 357 down there in Illinois, man. Hey, Motormouth Mall, that's that doggone mud duck 357 down there on the bottom side of Illinois. BO 3911 with the wave, and I'm stepping.
There you go, 3911. That's what you said. Hey, 357. Did you hear 3911 to break?
Buddies out there, Motormouth Mall. He's stomping on 0357.
Yeah, 410. He said 3911 is one of your buddies out there. With friends like that, you don't need enemies. Hey, 3911. That's what he said to break.
Yeah, 42. I
him a little bit there, you know. I've been trying to get him to put a set of beams up there, man, but he's still working on that little stick sticking up in the air out there. This is Motor Mouth Mall, BL 3911, bottom side of Illinois, and I'm gone.
10-4-10, yeah, always good to have a beam, that's for sure. Got to have a beam, A3911. That's good advice. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down, break on.
Do you need a good beam or a whole bunch of watts backing out?
Those don't hurt. Those don't hurt anything either. You got to have a bunch of those too.
Cornbread in the diesel wagon waving to Motormouth Mall.
Cornbread in the diesel wagon. I hear you rolling up in there, break.
Hello, Motormouth Mall. You sounding good out here in Tupelo, Mississippi. Cornbread in this diesel wagon. I'm waving.
Yeah, no, sounding good around Tupelo, Mississippi. Hey, Cornbread, you got that diesel wagon walking and talking. It's wagging and walking and talking to break.
Well, Motormouth Mall.
Got her all, 455, waving back.
Motormouth
The
Mall.
Bakersfield, 455, bomb.
Yeah, do me a favor there, 309, tell 455 outside of low out there. I think he's in Bakersfield. I think he's got about a 100-mile head start on me there, break.
Hello.
Or 10, 309. I appreciate you rolling that 5 and keeping it all the way alive.
Yeah, Roger Dodger.
Ooh, look at that. There's some big audio come rolling up in the air from Arkansas. Hey, Mosquito Man, what's going on there, Breakman?
Oh, not a lot, man. I'm trying to thaw out right now, man. I went and rode the motorcycle in 30-degree weather there, Break.
Roger, and riding out there in 30-degree weather. Holy smokes. Your hands, your fingertips have got to be numb. They're breaking.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to key this cop-picking Mickey Flicky, man. I got out there on that 450, and I was tooting around a little bit, and then my dad pulled his 500 out, and he wanted to make the neighbors real happy for a couple minutes, and then I came back in here, and I've been sitting in front of this diesel heater trying to thaw out there, Break.
10-14, man, that 450 ought to be a beast, man. I remember way back in the day, I had a Honda XR 500. And I tell you what, that was a torquey son of a gun. Back then, you know, things were a little bit mellower than they are now. They're building crazier bikes now than they did in the past, and I thought that was a handful that break.
Yeah, that's what my dad has. He has an XR 500R. And, yeah, it's crazy to see the technology difference. You know, the head on that XR 500R is, you know, it's gargantuous, air-cooled. And mine, you know, the 450 is just a small aluminum little air-cooled looking motor. And that 500, it still runs good. I mean, I pulled away from it pretty good, but he would always get me on the jump because the 450 is so damn torquey, I can't keep the tire down until about fourth gear.
Roger. Yeah, sometimes less is more coming out of the hole. You don't want to break traction, you know, but went up on the top end, you know, and then you take them. But yeah, what a trip and a half, man. Yeah, I had the XR 500R. My street bike was a little Yamaha RD400. I had a RD400 with specialist 2 pipes and rear sets and down bars and, you know, all the steering dampeners and all the trick stuff over there. Back then, that was a pretty hot little bike. Of course, that ain't nothing now compared to the bikes now, but, you know, it was still one hell of a little bike and a lot of fun back in the day. But, yeah, then I had a little Enduro. I had a Yamaha, what do you call a DT250 way back when. And what other bikes? So I had a Bultaco 100. But yeah, no, I've been pretty much out of the motorcycle scene for a long, long time. But yeah, I'm aware of them small little water-cooled looking heads. They don't look very impressive, but let me tell you, they pack a wallop.
Yeah, man. So I got a 2024 Grom SP. I went and paid cash for just to have a little play around bike because about 7 of my buddies got them, and we like to terrorize the cities and stuff on them.
And at any rate, it weighs 238 pounds, and I know you've seen a Grom. The 450 weighs 238, and it has 55 horsepower. The Grom. So that kind of puts it in perspective. Hey, what's...
Wow, 238 pounds and 65 horsepower. Oh man, I think the RD400 was something like was it 360 pounds and 39 horses out of the factory, I think is what it was. I know I lightened it up, and I know I got it up into probably into the 40 to 50 horsepower range somewhere under. It was it was crazy, but that was the power band of a two-stroke is awesome. Uh-oh, what happened to our Mother Nature?
That's a good question. I got off the key and he was talking.
That was weird. All the noise floor dropped out.
Yeah, I've been having that happen. And good morning, Tom, to you, 718. No, I was just saying my all-around favorite bike, I'm a two-stroke guy, would probably be the YZ250 or the KTM 300 I have.
Yeah, Roger. The YZ250 was a cool bike, man. I loved that back in the day, too. A friend of mine had a YZ250, and I loved that thing. And I remember when I was a little kid, I really wanted a YZ80. A little YZ80 when I was like 7 years old. I never got one, but not then. But that's what I wanted. They were way back when. And I remember this gal up and down the street. She would ride a Honda XR75, Candy Hawthorne. She used to take that thing up and down the street on a wheelie. They're breaking.
Oh, wow, yeah. I don't see a lot of female riders, man. I've only seen one female rider, and she was on a Grom. And but I don't think I've ever seen in person a chick riding a dirt bike, which would be pretty badass. We always had the good-looking flagger girls that flied us off when they're, on the hose shots and stuff like that. But from 06 to 2019, the YZ250 never changed, and then they did a plastic update. So from 06 to 19, all the parts are the same, man. That's why I love the YZ250. The parts are really interchangeable, and it's a pretty good price, and they're like 49-50 horsepower out of the box.
Holy cow, I did not know they were interchangeable from all those years. That's a trip and a half. Well, learn something new every day. Very, very cool. Yeah, I haven't met too many female motocross riders, but I'll tell you what, it was fun to watch. And she was, I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I was just a little kid, but she was probably about 12 or 14, somewhere around there. And, man, she was fun to watch on the little XR75. I guarantee tell you. They're still a cool-looking little bike, I wouldn't want one today, but they're cool little bikes.
Yeah, I was thinking about and y'all was losing, y'all was losing condition with him. Mickey Flicky. But at any rate, I asked him if he was going to go roller skating, and he said that he ain't going to do no roller skating because something about his walker won't go that fast or something.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, you can get a different gear ratio on the walker, so maybe it'll go faster. I don't know. Anyway, hey, speaking of gear ratios, I was just driving home last night from the roller rink. And I was thinking how cool it would be. I know we're probably losing conditions, but I was thinking how cool it would be to take the Brownie box. I've got a 5831 Spicer box on the Jeep, and since I'm not running the Jeep anymore, it's on non-op anyway. I can pull that 58 Spicer out and put it on the Dodge. And then put so I have a 3-speed Brownie box after the manual valve body automatic transmission. I've got a 354 gears right now, and I took off my 35-inch tires and put 33s on, just because I had a rubbing issue and I didn't want to deal with it with different wheels. So I put smaller tires on it, so it don't rub. But now I can tell the gear ratio. I like the gearing better with the taller tire. So I'm thinking about putting a Brownie box after the transmission to break on that automatic.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I know my friend, he had a 2000 dually with 410 gearing in it, and he could run past like 60, 65, man. It was turning like 3,800 to $4,000. And and he went the cheap route. He just put a taller set of tires on it, and it knocked it down some. But man, that damn thing with 410s in it, it'd turn $4,000 at like 60, 65. I mean, it'd just be screaming down the road.
I didn't, with the 35-inch tires, I could run 1,500 RPM. My odometer and speedometer was off, but I could do at 1,500 RPM, it would do a nice flat 60 miles an hour all day long. And now at 1,500 RPM, I'm doing 50 miles an hour. So it's like, well, man, but it's not just 5 miles an hour. It's the torque and the pull. The way, I love to grab first gear, hit second gear, and then I'll lock up the converter halfway through second gear and mash it. And it pulls so hard with the 35s. With the 33s, it's topped out already, and it doesn't pull anymore. It's like, I grab third. But then you really don't want to lock the converter up in third until you get the RPMs up, so you spend too much time not going anywhere. Then once you hit third and you lock the RPMs up, you lock the converter up, then it pulls real good. But I like that pull. I like the speed and the pull and everything that happened when I was just coming into halfway through second gear and mashing it. And with the 33s, I lost that.
You said the 35s was rubbing. I don't know. Well, I mean, since you already got the brown box or whatever, you may just be money ahead to do that. But I don't know. Are the lifts real expensive for those? Because I ain't a long time.
It's already got enough of a lift that I want Jackie to be able to get in and out of it real easy, so I don't want to lift it anymore. It's got the front springs on it. I think it's got 6-inch blocks in the back, but it's full. It's only rubbing when you go full lock to lock. The outside of the tire rubs the back part of the front fender well. The back by the door where the fender well and the door come together down at that corner, it rubs right there. So the real only right way to do it would be to change the offset of the wheel. But that would mean buying 4 new wheels. And at least 2 new wheels. But I want 4, I guess, because I don't want the front ones in and the back ones out. Anyway, I got to get different wheels with a different offset to bring the tire in. And, or put a stock offset wheel on there, but I don't want to go that route. So anyway, I don't mind. I already have the Brownie box. I already own that. I just got to, get the drive shafts made up for it and put a cross member in for it.
Yeah, that'd probably be better then. And that already, putting that box on there, man, you ought to gain a lot of extra RPMs and stuff too. So that'd probably be the best bet. I was going to say, could be like a lot of these broccoli-haired boys out here, man, and put you some big old wheel spacers on it, and that way whenever you're cruising 60, 70 mile an hour down the road, you can start losing your tires and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not real big on that look of the tires sticking way out, all over the place. Look like a doggone roller skate going down the road. I don't want to look like that. So anyway, no, but I would probably get either, if I did it the next time around, I would probably go with the stock wheel offset, whatever that is. And then pull the wheels in a little bit. Then they wouldn't rub at all. And I do the Brownie box because, that'll give me that extra overdrive. And I think actually the Brownie box, if I choose to shift the automatic transmission out of overdrive and use the Brownie box as the overdrive, the Brownie box is stronger than the overdrive in the transmission. So if I was hauling a trailer, I could still stay in kind of an overdrive, an overdrive a roundabout way. I would stay in a regular overdrive and have a stronger overdrive than running the automatic in overdrive. You don't want to do it with an 8,000-pound trailer on there, especially going up a grade. So anyway, so I'll pick up a lot of RPM, and if I put it in granny low, I don't know, with an automatic and the converter being like it is, I've never tried shifting. I used to shift the Spicer box, while I was driving with the 5-speed in the Jeep, but that was a manual. And I don't know what it's going to be like because there's no synchros, so you got to you got to float the gears with the Spicer, but with an automatic, the feedback is going to be weird. The delay, the timing, the slippage of the converter, and all that, it's going to be strange. So I don't know if I'll be able to shift the Spicer box with the automatic. I might have to leave it, come to a stop, leave it in either low or 1-to-1 or overdrive. And pick one. I don't know if I'll be able to shift it on the fly. We'll see. I'll try it. That's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, I don't know how that'd work either because I ain't never seen one put on an automatic. I've seen them put on the manuals, and obviously when you clutch it, everything kind of gets that disengagement going on. So I don't really know how that'd work, but I am kind of curious to see how it would work. Because, even whenever you let off the gas of an automatic, you still got some engagement there, and I don't know if that little engagement would allow that thing to shift right or not.
That's exactly what I was wondering. Yep, exactly. So I know that, with the clutch, you can double clutch it, you can float. You can do it, either one is easy enough. You can do it with a 5-speed or a 4-speed or, a manual. But with the automatic, always having some rotation and engagement, either it won't work or it's going to be difficult. But I figure a worst case scenario is I can't shift it on the fly, and I'll know if I'm in an area where I want to leave it in granny low, I'll leave it in granny low. If I want to use 4-wheel drive, I'll put it in 1-to-1, or regular 1-to-1 just for whatever. Or if I'm going to be on a highway trip, I'll just put it in overdrive, and then if I need to or want to, I can lock the overdrive out on the automatic, and it'll be fine. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Of course, RPM, I like the mindset. You're thinking, oh, gee, I can go 75 miles an hour and turn 1,500 RPM. That's great. But at the same time, you're working the engine harder. So you think you're dropping RPMs and going faster, so you're going to get better fuel economy, but at the same time, now you got wind resistance. The wind coming into the vehicle, head-on wind on the vehicle becomes a problem after like 55 miles an hour, so I'm not so sure how much fuel economy it's going to gain me, but it will get me where I want to go faster.
Man, we're coming to the shop wanting to put taller ratio because they was turning a lot of RPMs, and it's like, man, I need to drop my RPMs, I get better fuel. And, a lot of times they would actually wind up hurting them because, whenever they lowered that RPM, a couple hundred RPM, the engine had to pull harder. It wasn't in its power band as much, because at any rate, I don't know how it all worked out, but this guy came in with a Freightliner, what was that, Cascadia or something, and just had different rear ends in it. At any rate, we wanted to put in a higher ratio in it where he could run a little bit quicker, and then he came back complaining about fuel mileage being worse, and my dad told him, he was like, man, if you put those in there, it's going to be lugging that truck around, you ain't going to get better fuel mileage, you'll probably get worse, but he could run faster, but he could get worse fuel mileage, so, everything into consideration, plus whenever you like that truck you got, it's a pretty big mass, and obviously an 18-wheeler's a lot bigger, but you get to moving that thing faster, it's going to be catching a lot more wind.
Yeah. Wind is an exponential thing, the resistance to the wind causes is an exponential increase. It's much like horsepower. It's much like horsepower on the drag strip, or it's much like RF out here on the radio. It takes a 4-time increase in power to get over that next S unit each time, so it goes up, ridiculously fast. Well, the wind builds up resistance. That fast. So yeah, it's if you really want to go faster, you're going to pay the money to go faster. You're going to do more work, and you can keep the RPM down in the sweet spot, sure, and you can go faster, sure, but you're not going to do all that and get better mileage. And if you go too slow and lug it, that's going to be worse because now you're not in the sweet spot at all. So turning more or less RPM doesn't automatically mean less or more fuel economy. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, it's a trade-off. But with the Brownie box, you get your choice of where you want to be and what you want to accomplish. That kind of thing. But yeah, it's a leverage. If you look at the tire or the final rear gear ratio, and you look at the leverage that the road has against the engine, then you realize how much more work the engine has to do. Everybody wants something for nothing, and they all believe in free energy physics there, Brigham.
Kind of like putting an alternator on your drive shaft, you know. I've seen a lot of people do that. They put a pulley on the drive shaft, and I'm like, man, I'm making all this free energy. It's like, no, you're still dragging it down. You know, whether it's coming off the belt or your drive shaft or whatever, you ain't making no free energy. You know, people have been trying to make free energy forever, and it's just, you know, you gotta. Well, you know what I'm saying. You got to have energy to make energy, blah, blah. And at any rate, about the coolest thing I've seen, but everyone that I see that does it gets killed for it, is, you know, the water thing, you know, how they split it and they make two gases off of it. But anyone I've ever seen do that, they wind up dead. So, at any rate. But I think that would be really cool, man. I'm kind of interested to see what it does, you know, if you can shift it on the fly or not, because that'd be kind of helpful information, because if you can, I may tell my buddy about it, because he's been complaining about them 410 gears, and he did cheat it a little bit by the tires, but it still turns, I think, around 3,500 RPM still.
Yeah, it's still pretty high going down the highway, you know. I got an 89 Ford, and I don't know what Ford was thinking in their infinite wisdom. They decided to put a C6 transmission, no overdrive, no nothing, a C6 transmission behind a Cummins. I mean, not a Cummins, a 7.3 IDI. You know, not a Power Stroke, but the 7.3 IDI. And they put a doggone 3-speed automatic behind that. What in the world were they thinking there? And you're right, that free energy physics does not exist. I do kind of like the idea of splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. That's kind of cool, but it takes energy to do that too. Electrolysis isn't free, so you got to have power to split the water into hydrogen and oxygen. So that don't work for free. You know, and I don't know what kind of economy you can get by running your vehicle on hydrogen mixed. You know, they do have hydrogen vehicles that run off hydrogen and they work really good and they drive much like a gas vehicle. You know, that's kind of cool. But you know, trying to call it free energy, but it's alternative, not free. You know, and like the electric vehicles, they're alternative. They're not environmentally friendly or green or free. They're just alternative, but they're all the rage these days. But yeah, I'll let you know if I put that brownie box on there and try that out. I'll let you know how that works. That'll be interesting. And yeah, I laughed when you were talking about the people putting their alternators on the drive shaft. I mean, I could see maybe somebody with a hot rod of some sort, not a real hot rod, but you know, like a showy kind of a car, where they want to hide the alternator and get it out of the engine compartment for looks. But they ain't going to get anything from it by relocating it. Drag is drag, no matter where it is. Hey, Mosquito Man, Motor Mouth Mall working a small ball peen hammer. Got down right there, breaker.
Yeah, 410. Yeah, I can see that too. I just hope they don't get stuck out nowhere, you know, in any type of a traffic jam or anything, man. They're going to be up Poo-Poo Creek without a paddle. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I know everyone's probably tired of hearing my voice, man. I spun around at 714 and talked to him for like 10 minutes about motorcycles, and spun around here and talked to you for a long time about motorcycles and everything else. So I'm going to ease on up out of here, man, let the band roll. But it's good hearing you out there. And like I said, man, keep me updated on that. I'm kind of curious to see how that works out on your end. Take care. Motor Mouth Mall, always a pleasure with the double measure. Mosquito Man working these 0 watts in this yard. Back quiet reading them.
410 there, Mosquito Man. Sounds good. Yeah, I've got my gate over here at about 59 minutes, so it's time for me to go. My coffee cup is empty, and the gate's been rolling for an hour, so I'm going to get out of here, too. We'll come out here a little bit later on, but I got some things I got to go do this morning here before it gets carried away without me doing some stuff. So we'll catch you a little bit later on. Always a pleasure with the double measure. You got that thing rocking and rolling over here. Guaranteed. I hope this thing sounds okay around your stack of bricks. I did my audio tuning using my derail radio, so my SS. What's saying when you're talking on the SS 676? Love that receiver. It sounds so good. Anyway, I can't say that enough. Let me get my knees up in the breeze. I got down right there, break.
Sounds like it's tuned for my radio. I guess it kind of is tuned for my radio, so it really sounds real good on mine. I don't know if I told you yesterday, I got linked up with, I don't know if you remember him or not, AR-124 out of Arkansas. He's going to help me set my SDR up and everything. And at any rate, he's doing a direct inject PC-76 for me, so that should be coming real soon. And be able to live stream it on YouTube like you do with the SDR and all that. And he's going to help me hook it up to the antenna and everything.
I guarantee you're going to love that. That's going to be awesome. It's going to sound great, and it's definitely going to do a good job for you. Hey, Mosquito Man, I'm going to get out of here. Say 73s, and yeah, you did tell me about AR-124 yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and get back on the side, say 73s, and we'll get to doing some things. I'll catch you back out here a little bit later on. Mosquito Man, Motormouth Mall, working the small ball peen hammers, stepping right there, right now, breaker.
10-4 Motormouth. All right, take care, man. I'll talk to you a little bit later on as well. Mosquito Man back out. I'll see you.
Ho, Joe. Hello, and howdy do. You ain't heard nothing from him in a while. He may be working. I don't know. But, hey, tell you what, looking good and sounding good, I believe.
Man, oh man, what a mess out here today. What a mess out here today on the band. No damn doubt about it.
Sound like a train wreck, but you making a fine trip over to Illinois today. The morning wave, Catfish Boy, Illinois, letting you know. Welcome.